Okay, so here's how, let me move that glare off of that just a minute. Here is the Lost Tools of Writing. This is the student workbook, and we had a lot of questions about how I did these tabs. And so I looked back at my daughter's to do, this is actually my niece, and I thought I would share with you what we did. So this idea wasn't mine, it was something that a director had learned and shared with us at our parent meeting. So I hope it works, but it really made sense for us. So basically across the top you have your essay tabs. Essay 1 through 6 is what they're going to cover in Challenge A, so we stopped there. Challenge B, you'll go to 7 if you want to add essay 7. So basically the page that has the title for the essay is where you would put the tab. So essay 1, essay 2, and that just makes it really easy because when you know you're working on a particular essay format, like if they're on essay 4, then you know you can get right to these pages here that have to do with essay 4. Okay, so that's the first part, just going along. And then the next part are these tabs here. So you do want 3 different colors here. And basically these are going to talk about the different types of things. So this green are all the 5 common topics. So the very first page just says 5 CT for 5 common topics, and this is on page 9. And this is the introduction to the 5 common topics. After that, I tab it with the same green behind the 5 common topics every time that it talks in depth about one of the 5 common topics. So first we talk about comparison. So the next tab is comparison, which is page 23, because this is where they start working on the idea of comparison. The next green tab, also comparison. The first one was similarities, this is differences. And then the next one is definition, and that's here on page 51. This is the worksheet where they start learning about the idea of definition, identifying our terms. The next one is circumstance. So circumstance is here, and so circumstance is the next one here on page 65. Where they learn what circumstance is. And then the next one is relation, which is on page 79, which is here. We don't get into this testimony in Challenge A, so it wasn't tabbed, but we could tab it. Okay, buddy, hold on a minute, it's gonna fall. But you could tab it if you wanted to go ahead and just have all of them there. Then you would just keep going until you find where it talks about testimony and put your 5 common topics tab there. The next one is here, and so it starts with sorting, which is actually on this page, but we tab it here just to get to it. So this has to do with our arrangement. So this is the worksheet on sorting. The next yellow tab, exordium, page 25. And then the next yellow tab is amplification. So this is the next part of arrangement amplification, and this is page 37. The next one is division, which is on page 53. Again, this is all different ways with arrangement. And then the next yellow is refutation, which is actually over here, 66, 67. And then the last one I have is narratio, and that's on page 81. Okay, so the next tabs are the red ones, and so that was arrangement, and these are different ways of adding some style and things into it. So this is parallelism, and that is found on page 16 and 17. We're talking about words and how to make parallel words. And then the next one is verbs. So again, working on that elocution. The yellow was working on arrangement. These are working on elocution type of style techniques. So this is talking about how we use verbs. And then more parallelism with phrases and clauses, page 43. This is antithesis, which is on page 59. Again, just different types of elocution. And then similes, page 73. Alliteration, page 87. And that is as far as we go, because that goes through essay 7, which they don't even do in Challenge A, but I'm not sure. I think they hit on alliteration, but I can't remember. But we went ahead and tabbed it. All right, so you have your 5 common topics, your arrangement, and your elocution. And then you get to these. So these tabs are just references. So the first one is just checklists. Appendix A, the self-edit checklists. And every essay has a checklist that you can use. You can also use this as a rubric for grading by assigning points and see, you know, how many points out of the total possible points they score. The next tab is samples, which are Appendix B, which is sample essays. These are really good when you're trying to just kind of see what it looks like if they're learning a new style, technique, or adding in a part of arrangement into their essay, then you can kind of see, and they put it in bold, the new thing that's particular to that particular essay. So that's really nice. So like this is essay 2, and you have an essay A and B to kind of give you an idea. So those are good. And then the glossary, just in case you want to look up some of those terms, and then summaries is the last tab, which is basically good just to kind of see what is it we're supposed to be learning or building on in each essay. You can kind of see what the focus is, I guess you could say, for each essay. What's the new skill that we're building on? So that's the idea. I will tell you a hint, because if you're like me, you want to get these like all lined up as perfectly as possible. Like they're still not perfect, but it really bothers me. I will tell you that the easiest way to do this is to start on the last tab. So if you put this tab here, let me take similes off, page 73. Okay, so if you put the last tab where you want it to be, and then turn to the next one, then you can easily like line it up because you can see what's behind it. It's really hard if you have this one and then you're trying to line this one up. You know, it just never really sticks well. See, it's a little bit harder. So I just messed up my tab, but there you go. So it's easy if you start on the last tab and work forward. Same for across the top. Just kind of come in about an inch or so, inch and a half from the edge here. Start with essay 6 or go to essay 7 and put it there, and then just work your way backwards. It's a little bit easier to do it that way. So anyway, I hope that helps you with the tabbing. I think it helps me understand the layout of the book so much better, and how to use all the worksheets.